Okay guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to jailbreak your PSP. I already jailbreak my daughter's PSP. I just bought this new one for myself. So we're going to just go over to Systems Setting, go down over here to System Information. Now, you want a version 6.61 software because that's what you're going to need to jailbreak it. If you don't already have this version, then what you're going to do is you're going to come up here, you're going to go to System Updates, and you can do it by storage or via the internet. Now the internet is a little bit tricky with these PSP. You turn this one to the right, and then you can kind of choose it. But you're not going to be able to connect to your local Wi-Fi unless you change your security setting. So a lot of Wi-Fi today use WAP2. The PSP doesn't like WAP2. It only uses WAP1 or no security. So what I do, use your Wi-Fi or your phone hotspot as a Wi-Fi, and then you can turn off the security on your hotspot really, really easily. So you don't need to change your security on your adapter or your router. If you don't have internet, you don't have Wi-Fi at all, or you can't get any source of Wi-Fi at all, even from your phone hotspot, then you have to go update Valve Storage Media. Now that's not going to be in this video. So now after that, you're going to take your PSP, you'll go over here to USB connection, and you're going to want to connect your USB to your computer. It's connected up here just like that. There we go. It pops up on the computer. And we're going to come into this site. I will leave the link in the description below. You're going to come down over here. You're going to click downloads, click the download button. So now once you plug the PSP in to the computer, it's going to pop up this way. If it does not pop up like that, maybe your memory card needs to be formatted. But now you're going to come over to your downloads to extract this file that you just downloaded. You're going to need 7-zip or some extract certain file. So I'm just going to extract it right to the download right here. So it pops up. So now after this is done, you can delete this download folder. You don't need it anymore, right? So you only need the one that you just extracted. So now there are a few types of PSP, right? There's the 1000 model, 2000, 3000, the streets, and you have the PSP Go. So depending on the version that you have, click onto whichever one that you have. So I have the 2000 version, so I'm going to click on the 2000. And then what you're going to do is with this PSP folder, from the one that you just downloaded it, you're going to put it right in here, and it's going to replace your PSP folder. Do not put it in your PSP folder or any of the folder here. You're just going to put it in, and you said yes, replace in the destination. So you're going to replace your PSP, and now you can close this out, and you can go down to downloads, and now you don't need this anymore, so you can delete it. So now after disconnecting your PSP, come over to the Game tab, go down to Memory Stick, click X, and you're going to go to the Infinity, then hit X. It's going to open the game up or the program up. Now what you're going to do is you're going to push X to install Infinity. So you're going to just push X, and then you're going to push X again to reboot. And now we're going to wait for the PSP to reboot. And the PSP boot up, you're going to come down to Memory Stick again, but instead of going to Infinity, you're going to go to Pro Update. And you're going to wait for it to boot up. You're going to push X to hack the PSP. So you're going to jailbreak it. So it's going to upload some programs, and you're going to push X again to reboot the PSP. You go back down to Memory Stick again. It's not persistent. So every time you turn off your PSP, your program to jailbreak it, it's gonna get deactivated. So sometime when you have a bunch of game installed in here and you just wonder where it all gone, it's because this wasn't launched. So you can just relaunch that. But in order to make it persistent, as in you don't need to keep relaunching it and making it that way, you're gonna go to Xfinity 2 again and launch this. You're gonna go to the left. You are gonna make sure that the Pro CFW by Colbert is highlighted. You're going to push X, and you're going to see the little asterisk next to it. You're going to come back here, push the home button, and you said X for exit. So you're gonna exit out of that. Everything should all be installed by then, and your PSP should be fully jailbroken. So now, after that is done, you're gonna go all the way over here. You're going to check that PSP has been jailbroken successfully by clicking System Setting. Go all the way down to System Information, click X, and it should say 6.61 Pro C Infinity. That makes you know that it's installed correctly. You're done. This PSP is now jailbroken. What you are gonna do now is plug this PSP back into the computer, and I will meet you in the computer, and I'm gonna show you how to install the games. After you connect the PSP to the computer, you're gonna get this folder open. You are going to type new folder. And now you're going to type in the name, and this is very important, ISO. The way you see it, I've capitalized it, and you're going to click OK. Now you're going to open this folder up, and then you're going to create a new file, folder, name, video. Right, so this is going to allow you to put any PSP ISO. I'm going to first show you how to add PS1 game. I'm going to come over here to PSP. You're going to click on PSP. You're going to go to games. And then I already add a few games to it. And then that's where both of your hacks are to jailbreak the thing. You don't delete that. Keep that. Make sure you keep that in there because it needs to keep reusing it. So let's see. I'm going to add Tomb Raider 2. So I'm going to create new folder. And now I'm going to title it Tomb Raider 2. Now, you don't have to do that. It just makes it a lot easier for you to keep track of it. You can put everything in that folder, but you're not going to be able to know what game is what because I'm going to show you. I'm going to go down to Tomb Raider. Oh, let's go to T. Tomb Raider 2. I'm going to drag and drop. As one games that you want to play on your PSP has to be in a PBP format. Those PS1 games will be converted into a bin and CDI file. You'll have to convert it to PBP. I can show you in another video, so we're not going to cover that in this video. But when you do that, this is very important. You have to delete the name of whatever you are. That's why you name the file. And now you're going to, in all capital E, boot. And that's it. So now that should be, you should be able to play it in your PSP. Now that's why we make folders for everyone because you're going to get really confused with all the different e-boots and you're not going to be able to tell which file is which um, if you don't make a folder for each of them. So now that's how you download PSP1 game. Now we're gonna go and we're gonna show you how to download movies. So you're gonna go to your ISO, you're gonna go to your video, and now if you didn't create your ISO, you have to create that folder, and then you need to create a video folder in your in that ISO. And now we're gonna go over to your saved movies, right? And if I can find it. So you're gonna go to where you save your movies. So for me, I'm going to download over. Let's see, what's a small? I'm gonna do Final Fantasy: The Spirit Within, right? So I'm gonna do Final Fantasy movie, and this is going to be the movie that you had in the UMD file or the UMD format, the type of movie that you would buy from the store and in order to play it in the open cartridge in the back. So this is not the video that you convert over. You don't need to rename this. It's not like the PS1 game you had your ISO games. We're gonna come over to your ISO where you kept your ISO game, and then you're gonna just download over. So for me, I'm gonna download over Samurai Warrior because it's a small file.
and it's not going to take too long to download over. If you have videos, we're going to go back to your original drive, your original like out here. You're going to go to your regular videos, and this is where you're going to insert your PSP converted videos. So in order to do that, I'm going to take one of my video that I convert. Now you have to convert your MP4 over. So this is an MP4 file. This is not an ISO like this. It is an MP4. So I'm gonna download over the Emoji Movie. So we're gonna download over the Emoji Movie. Now, if this is gonna be in your video file, you don't need to put it in your ISO file because it's an MP4. You have to convert your MP4 into PSP MP4 format first, which is a little bit smaller. And in order to do that, you need to use this application called a Tube Catcher. So I'm gonna open it, and this is what it looks like. I'm gonna come over here. You're gonna click on Video Converter. You're gonna come down to Output Profile, and you're gonna go down to PSP Sony Portable, and that's the format that you want. Now you're gonna go to your regular videos, and like I said, I had the Emoji Movie, so I'm just gonna drag and drop it in here. And then once you're ready, you click Convert, and it should pump out the video in the correct format. Now once you finish downloading it, you can watch the video, but it's not going to be in an icon that you could kind of read. You can read the name of it, but it doesn't have a picture with the movie. So in order to have a picture with the movie, you have to create yourself your own pictures. So for me, I created the emoji. I got the Emoji Movie logo, or the movie picture online on Google, and then what you want to do is you want to edit it with picture to do a ratio of 4:3, and then you're gonna do the amount of pixels. So the pixel has to be 160 and 120. 160 width, 120 height. And then you have to title this the exact same title, or the file name, the exact same file name as your movies. So that's the PSP will then, when it's loading up your list of movies or your videos, it's going to match up your movies to the picture that you have saved in, and your picture has to be in JPG format. This is absolutely optional to get pictures in, but it does make it look a little bit nicer. That's pretty much it for downloading your files. I'm not going to tell you where you can get your files for your ISO file, your game files, um, but there are sources that you can get it from if you Google it. Now, also, if you have a UMD file, like a CD that you use on your PSP, you can also convert it to an ISO file. I am not going to show you how to do it in this video because this is going to get too long. Now we're going to switch back to to look at the PSP to check that everything works, and I'll see you guys over there.
So now we're back at the PSP. We're just gonna push O to cancel out of the computer. And then we're gonna go over. It might take some time to load because you just download a few files. So once you push this, just wait a little bit before it loads. Now we're gonna check out our MP4 that we converted over. So we're just gonna click it and see. And this is what I'm talking about, the picture of the Emoji Movie. Now, if you don't put in the picture, like what I said, it's just going to be a blank picture here. So it's going to be a white picture, and it's going to have the title. You can still watch the movie just fine. So we're going to try. So the thing works just fine. The movie works just fine. The video, the MP4 that transfer over works fine. Now we're going to check the ISO movies that we install. Now, with an ISO movie, it won't show up in the memory stick. You're gonna have to push the select button. You're gonna have to come down to ISO video mount. Right now it's set to none. Click right on your D-pad and it should show you the movie. So the movie that I have is the Final Fantasy movie in 2001. I'm gonna click on that and it should restart the computer and it should launch. In UMD format tend to have better quality than the MP4 file that you converted over. Fit the screen really well. So now this works. So now, and I tried the menu, it works. Push select again. Go down to ISO video mount, turn it to none. We're gonna go over to games and we're gonna make sure that our games downloaded correctly. So as we remember, I downloaded Samurai Warrior and that seemed to be working just fine. And now we're gonna go down to Tomb Raider, the second one. So this is Tomb Raider 2 that we downloaded, and it downloaded just fine. We're gonna open it up to make sure that it works, and there you go, it works. Now, a lot of time with this PS1 games, they shrink the screen, so you're playing on a smaller screen. So in order to fix that, you can push the home button. You're gonna go down to other settings. The screen mode is set to original. You're gonna click on that and you're gonna change it to full screen. So it's gonna stretch out the image to fit the entire screen. And then most of the PS1 game to me is a little bit dark, so I'm gonna add 1 to it. I'm gonna add 1 to it just to make it a little bit brighter. And the volumes tend to be a little bit low for me, so then I'll just add 1. And then that's about it. And I'll click back. And then there you go. So now it fit the entire screen. And we're gonna make sure that the Tomb Raider 2 launches correctly. And it seems like it does. So we're gonna exit out of there. And quit game. You just push the home button. It's a little bit different for PS1 game being emulated on the PSP. Now the game that we did bring over for the PSP, the ISO, let's try that and make sure that it works. It will be in your memory stick and it launched just fine. Alright guys, so now if you have any question, be sure to drop question below. The links to the resources that I use to convert the videos to download the jailbreak is all in the description, so make sure you check that. If you have any other question, please leave it in the comments. And if you think that this video helped you, please put a thumbs up on this video and subscribe because it helped with the algorithm. All right, bye guys.
Media.